Hello, hello, and welcome to the Marie and Al podcast. This is episode 9, I believe. So we are going to start with our awe activation, and then we'll take it from there. All right, are you ready? If you can, have your feet on the ground. You may close your eyes if you want to, and then just repeat after me each phrase. There's going to be 4 phrases. We're going to take a deep breath in after each phrase, out, and then proceed to the next phrase. All righty, here we go. Soul, activate awe. And allow the energy of awe to fill your spirit, to fill your being, to intertwine with your essence. Body, activate awe. Allow the energetics of awe to flow through your bloodstream, to be part of your cells as they dance and move each time you move your body. Heart, activate awe. Deep breath in, out. Allow the vibration of awe to open up your heart so that it may receive and give and be in service to others. And last, mind, activate awe. Deep breath in and out. Allow the currency of awe to keep the mind curious and nimble and in service to that which is practical in the 3D realm. Last breath in and out. And when you are ready, wiggle your bottom, wiggle your shoulders, and wiggle your hands. Open your peepers and welcome to this moment. It's just such an energetic palate cleanser. I love to start each podcast with this, and I'm going to try and do something a little different and also conclude the podcast with the awe activation. So I've been doing that in my one-on-one coaching and also in the groups that I lead. And actually this Saturday, I will be welcoming everyone to the Holistic Health Fest here in Austin, Texas. It'll be in the Hill Country, and it is happening January 20th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. if you are in the area. And they have such a great lineup of amazing holistic practitioners. And so I will be starting the fest in community with everybody doing the awe activation. And I'm so excited to have a room full of people in person doing this live together. Yes. So here we go. Today, I was with a group of women that I facilitate, Every week, we call ourselves the Quirkies, and it is such a joy and delight and just magical, very organic in the sense of there's high respect, so many different ways of being, so many different backgrounds, so many different stories, perceptions, realities, and there's room for it all. And so in this group, there is the space, the respect, the love, the curiosity to allow people to just show up as they are and not as they ought. And one of the beautiful gifts that we shared today was around the idea of identity. Ooh, that's a big one. So we talked about identity and how, we got some cacao here, and how there have been so many seasons of our lives in which we have shed old identities, or maybe we're still trying to shed those old identities. And even now, as we are who we are in this moment, who we project ourselves to be, who we think we are, who we think others think we are, it's a whole mishmash of what makes us who in this moment. And there's even tension in this moment as we continue to try to grow. There's sometimes friction, and you can see where you might be wanting to let go of an old form, identity, energy as you are moving forward, whether it's baby steps or giant leaps, and the tension between that. And so we shared stories about our past, from our childhood even. Some folks shared about multiple identities that they shed throughout their lives and how easy it was to do, like compartmentalized. And some folks talked about how they're in transition of saying farewell to the old and welcoming the new. And then another variation that showed up is actually maintaining your identity while incorporating new ways of being, new identities that are infused, or sorry, not infused, but wanting to alchemize it with the old identity. So there's so many different ways of looking at who are we, who were we, who do we want to be, right? And why I think this is so valuable is it allows us the opportunity. If we've done this so many times, this can allow us the ease and opportunity to try on different identities at any given point of our lives. We are not beholden to any preconceived notions of who we think we are, who we think we ought to be, or who others think we are, or who others think we ought to be. We have full permission to play with our identities like a child. How freeing is that? Like, as kids, we tried on so many different jackets of possibility. Like, am I going to try this sport out? Am I going to like it? Am I not going to like it? Let me try on being creative. Is that going to work? Is that not going to work? The beautiful thing about kids, if any of y'all have kids, you might know also that they are continually evolving. Take, for example, their palate. um, so a child might declare they hate avocados. Declared, right? Declared with great exclamation. And then a couple days later, they might say they love avocados and it is for crazy making. those little gaslighters. Um, and so what is great about observing kids is that we have the opportunity to do this as freely and easily as well, should we choose. So I'm wearing a top hat today, as you can see. If you are on the YouTube, and if you are on Spotify, you can't see it. So maybe jump on the YouTube or not. And I've been wearing this top hat on and off for the past maybe 8-10 years. And it's a lot of fun. And it is just one of the many things in my closet that I like to play with when I feel like it. And it's just playing with the audacity of identity, of feeling like, when you feel like you're stagnant and you just want to push a little bit, sometimes this top hat will come out, or it comes out when I'm feeling very whole at the same time, very bountiful. It comes out for a lot of different reasons. And so I invite you to look into your closet, right? Something really simple, not too crazy, that you can do with playing your identity. Although for some people, it might be really triggering for them if they are, really comfortable in their zone of just, say, polo shirts every day in primary colors or something like that. So, whatever the case may be, I invite you to look at your closet, see what is the most identity boundary pushing like high tension piece of clothing that you have, if that makes sense. And I invite you to wear it and see how that energetically feels on you. Do you become a shifted person energetically? Do you feel smaller or bigger? Do you feel the same? There's so many ways to play with our identities, right? It could even be our voice. So what I learned maybe like 25 years ago by a vocalist, he shared that we get to choose the way we speak and sound. And he was suggesting that if we wanted to, we could change our baseline of vocal cords, our speaking voice, right? So I could all of a sudden just speak like this all the time. And I noticed when I speak from this sultry, kind of the lower part of my vocal cord, it activates this part of my neck here. It's not so high. I can also feel my gut activated more. My movement has changed. My energy has changed. My hands are not moving as much just by changing my voice, therefore changing part of how I show up in the world. Isn't that wild? And then there's bigger ways of playing with identity shifts. And that might be trying on a whole new way of engaging in relation to others. It could be a specific relationship, perhaps with your children or significant other or business partner or colleague or teacher or mentor or whoever it is. And when we start playing with our identity in relation, it could be something like no longer choosing to react in the same way we've been reacting, but choosing to step back, observing, and making a thoughtful response to the situation, whatever it may be. So it's not the old grooves, that you're used to, that are worn in, that you're comfortable in, but it's playing with new grooves, right? So it's not trying to stop this. It's more focusing on making the new grooves, a new pattern, a new identity to play with, new energy. And when you show up in that identity in relation to others, they do not have any other choice but to respond differently, because it's a different energy and you're a different person. It has been so fascinating to witness this in my personal life. So I'll give you an example after I take a sip of my cacao. So I've had this chosen tension at times with my parents, my mom and dad. And I think it's, you know, some sort of expectation I've had of them. Where that expectation comes from, I'm not entirely sure, but I have a feeling it might highly be influenced by the encyclopedia of media, meaning the social and cultural expectations and stories we've been fed to deem as normal, to deem as the blueprint of how things should be. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. As much as I love film and books and shows, to look up to those as your blueprint guideline robs people of their humanity and robs people of their divinity and just places this cage of expectation. And it's rough for everybody involved, right? Because this happens to all of us, whether we realize it or not. And so I had certain expectations of them of behavior, or I had held on to old ways of being. So I'll be 42 in a couple of weeks. And some of this old energy that I held on to is from like when I was 14, 16, that age of like rebellion of like, don't tell me what to do. And so what happened is the last time when they visited, it was magical. It was beautiful. All of that energy that I held on to, and not just held on to, I defended. Like, I am protecting this identity. This is what I know. This is what I know. Therefore, I'm comfortable, even though it's not really what I want. And so when they visited earlier this month, there was a real opportunity to feel into this new groove, flush out the energetics, poop it out, boop, poop it out, and allow that to be fertilizer, manure, like land opportunity for new growth. And so I showed up as a different person. Yes, there might be residuals, right? You got to shake those off. I also visually imagine it to be like coming out of a shedding old snake skin, and maybe some remnants of the old snake skin might still be on me. And so there's still remnants. It's not about perfection, right? It's about incremental growth. Incremental, meaning very slight. And so this has been a work in progress over the years. And the week that we spent together was the most at ease, the most relaxed, the most warmth. And so by showing up this way, my parents reacted, or rather responded differently, because it was a new person in front of them. It was a different energy that was in front of them and engaging with them. It was a breakthrough for our whole family from my perspective. And I enjoyed it so much. And I'm such a believer in just possibility of what could be, right? The possibility of what could be. And so now I invite you to think about what is possible for you. What identities have you shed in your past? Maybe it's happened multiple times, or what identity are you currently in this moment, and where are you shifting towards, where you feel a little resistance, a little tension? And how might you breathe into that, relax into that, activate awe into that possibility, making it real as you connect that new identity to your spirit, to your body, to your heart, and to your mind. Yes. It's something I've been sitting with for a while. So if you'd like to share with me, you can put in the comments below, or you can send me a direct message. I would love to hear your stories. I also wanted to share that in starting February 2nd, no, sorry, February 6th, which is a Tuesday, at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will start a new cohort called Atlas of Self. And it's a course that I taught in a variety of forms: long form, medium form, and short form. This is the long form 3-month format. And I'm excited to be offering this to the global we because it will be through Zoom. And it's called Atlas of Self. It's reconnecting to self, reconnecting to others, and reconnecting to the world of possibility. And this will all be done through the lens of energy, values, through your personal history, and through your vision casting, meaning your future story. And this is one of my favorite classes and courses to channel. This came to me in 2020. At the very beginning of the pandemic, I was in my California home staring at this beautiful oak tree outside my window, and my hands just started moving. And this all just came out, and it was perfect, perfect, perfect in every way, meaning that it wasn't flawless, but energetically, it is what the world requested and needed, and currently needs. Because as we're still evolving and shifting to a very different energetic field in the world, I believe this course really has helped people become aware of their values. It's helped people understand that their childhood values and their current values are actually the same. They've just been expressed differently. It's helped another person start a brand new creative business from scratch. It's helped folks better understand themselves so that they can show up better in their partnership, both in marriage and in business. Some people have said that it's helped them become better parents as well. And so I'm very excited to offer this to y'all one more time in 2024, starting February 6th, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. to 7:30, Central Standard Time. So if you want to sign up, go to my website. The link is there and how we can work together. And I would be so honored and happy to receive you and grow with you and co-create with you. Sending lots of love, 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 love to your identities. They're all part of who you are, who you were, who you're about to be. We are grateful for all of them. We are thankful they have all been in existence, and we are in gratitude for the alchemy of it all in the future. And now I will close our session, our podcast, with another awe activation. Let's see how that lands, okay? With an opening of awe activation and a conclusion of awe activation. Here we go. Soul, activate awe. Deep breath in and out. Allow the energy of awe to flow to you and swirl and dance with your very essence. Body, activate awe. Deep breath in and out. Feel the energetics of awe as your cells dance with delight, receiving the blessings every time you move any part of your body. Heart, activate awe. Deep breath in and release. Feel the sensation of awe as your heart continues to beat, with each and every valve opening and closing, keeping that energetic space open so that we may be in service to others. And last, mind, activate awe. Deep breath in and out. Allow the vibration of awe to keep the mind open, to keep it curious, to keep it elastic, so that it may expand and create and bring manifestation into 3D reality. Last deep breath in and out. And there we go. Sending y'all lots of love. Chat soon. Would love any comments, likes, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. I would just love to hear from you. Ciao, ciao.